If you ain't talking money, then I don't wanna talk.
Still gon' stunt, diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam them. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam them. Then I'm still gon' stunt, diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam them. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam them. Stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam them. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam them. Then I'm still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam them. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam them. Stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam them. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam them. Then I'm still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam them. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam them.
That's because I had it on mute. I had it on mute this entire time. Okay, I'll just double back what I said. We are incomplete for obvious reasons. We are incomplete simply because we love to judge other people be, for their endeavors because of what they've done in their past. For this, when I see the Lapeef Network, and I've been watching it for a while because obviously I've been hearing other things that have nothing to do with me and pertain to me, like this whole beef with Flora and this other and this person that doesn't exist, constantly bickering back and forth. Hopefully, my name doesn't come up, but whatever. I'm in the other things, so I've heard it. Doesn't none of that shit pertains to me. But as it pertains to this subject, we are incomplete. We are incomplete for the obvious reasons that we, black men and black women, cannot get along simply because we are free to judge. And we don't own anything. There are one out of, let's just say 100,000 people that own this much stock. You may own a company, you may own a business, but you don't own shit. You don't own anything. So why should a woman submit to you? And at the same time, why should a woman be with a man when she can't even deal with herself properly? She can't handle herself properly. She needs to be under the guidance of her parents, mother and father. If she is, if if her parents are separated, then she needs to deal with her father, and then obviously the mother has to be involved with it somehow. But mainly, it has to be a two-parent household. We all know this. But when you sitting there nitpicking and pointing to the individuals, I'm all you were coming. I'm all you were coming. You have no right. You have no right. It's for the mere fact that you used to be a piece of shit yourself. You even said it. We all heard it. We admitted it. You admitted it on live. You admitted it that you were a piece of shit and that you deleted two babies. Kenny do it, whatever he's talking. The Kenny motherfucker, whoever it is. You have no right to judge women on how to be submissive to a man. That's not your job because you're not submissive your damn self. And all this talk about not leaving it, you should work it out. You know, people have killed each other mentally for still being in a marriage, being in this situation, kids or not. They have stayed and they have caused more havoc and more harm than good. And I've heard plenty of men say, and Dederell can warm up the tapes. I've heard people say it. They don't want counseling. They don't need counseling because I'm a man and I'm a man this and I'm a man that. I don't need no counseling, especially from a woman. She's licensed. She's a therapist. She's a psychologist. She knows about the human body, the human brain, and everything. And you don't want seek counseling because of a gender? Get the hell out of here. And this is why women are being abused almost every time, whether it be mental or physical. No, 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 no. You should stay and work it out. If it's not psychologically there, why should you stay? Why? You're building broken homes, and there have been broken homes for many, many years now. You're just thinking about the financial aspect of it, even though you're the kings and making money. You these six-figure niggas, right? You make six or seven figures, right? Even though I don't see black people making seven figures, I never seen it. I'm not talking about basketball players or football. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the individuals that been in their companies and traveled all over the world and did this and did that and then earned seven figures. To not listen, to sit down on a panel and not specifically. Well, let me get on the other side of this. Females that come up on these panels, and the one part that was right, y'all need to read the damn room. Just read the room. You see a whole bunch of men up there. Most of them are married. Why would you end up on the panel when you're single? Because one word utters out that comes out your mouth, and they catch you on that, you know you're there for content, right? But some women put themselves on the they put themselves on it, and there's nothing you can do. When you say you're an open book, they can ask you any question they want, even if it's personal. You're an open book. That is just, I mean, people don't want to do it, but hey, don't put yourself, don't put yourself in position to where any brother on a panel who is masculating you ends up dusting you dusting you off simply because you can't control yourself. I am an open book. Well, you know what that means, right? Simply put, you know what that means. They can ask you any questions you want, and you can't get mad at that. You seriously can't get mad at them asking you any questions at all. You can't. Hi, Tanya. Hi, everybody. This is a late night stream. I just wish for, I just hope and pray that we have understanding of shit. Because quite frankly, like I said before, these conversations are stale as hell. This is what 2024, and approximately this is November 19th. Time travels fast. We have approximately 2 weeks, a month to go before 2025, and we are still having conversations about men and women and what their role should be. Okay. Um, Let me know before you go to surgery. Yeah, I got two individuals. One just came out of surgery, and the other one's going into surgery. Wow. I pray to God you get out of that. Definitely. Um, Lisa Carter. she's a regular here, and I pray for strength for her. Um, she's going through a rough patch herself, and I wish her the best. I wish her the best. You know, I contact her every other day to see how she's progressing, and more times than not, she's making progress. But then again, she's not. You know, it's the same thing. It's literally a back and forth. But let me give you an example. What I was just talking about. We really need to work on our communication. We really do.
You're not an alpha. You don't know how to play a queen's
Okay,
position,
you're right.
and
I'm
you
not.
admitted.
You're right.
And I'm just gave me.
You're
I'm going
right.
over
I'm
the
telling
list.
you. You're
I'm
right.
going.
Everything that you're going to
P-Ray,
say about me is true.
P-Ray,
I don't. You don't
allow
have
me
to
to go
keep
over the
repeating
list.
to
You
me.
agreed with these, right?
I agree with you.
I'm doing this for clarification. You said you put on your representative while you were over in Senegal
No, I did not say
because you
that.
needed
That's what
him.
you said. I didn't say that. You said that.
You
I did
agreed.
not
You
say that.
agreed.
No,
You
no, you
agreed to it.
said that. I
You
said that
agreed.
when we were there. Well, hold on. I said when we were there, I was totally dependent upon him. And when we got here, it switched. That's
You
what I said. I did
no.
not say that there was a representative. I said if
Wait.
what I said led you to that conclusion, that's your logic. I can't
Okay.
understand it
So
for you.
P-Ray.
So whatever you say is right. 2 + 2 is 5. Carry the 1. You right. You
Okay. So
right.
P-Ray,
You right.
you just gave an indication that it was necessary for you to fall under his covering in a foreign place because you actually needed him. But when you got home, the dynamic didn't switch. You switched. You fell out of covering. Then you blamed him for saying that he felt emasculated. There are men up here that are married, men up here that listen with intention, being objective, and you showed that you were unwilling to be. So you were the one that
If
stepped
you,
out.
yes, you're right. Whatever you say is true, it's true. That's it.
No,
I
we're
didn't
going off
gave you
the
all the
information that
facts.
you
I
presented.
can't understand
Follow
it
a
for
woman.
you. I
Y'all,
can't understand it for you, Kenny. So whatever you think is true, it's true. I'm not gonna go back and forth and go on defense and try to defend some. Whatever you think is true is true. I give you the facts of what the story is. Whatever your conclusion, whatever your logic leads you to conclude is your business. Because what you think
Okay.
about me is none of my business.
I have a man, I bring him back to Chicago, I get him into movie roles, then he feels emasculated somehow, and then I leave him.
Couldn't there have been there had to be a specific reason why that was. I don't know the lady's situation. I don't know, but there had to be a specific reason why she didn't want to get married to this guy, or if she was married, then something went on in that marriage for her to actually just walk away. I don't believe a woman would do all that and just walk away from a marriage. I don't believe that. I don't believe that to be true. So there had to be something going on, something internal going on. But all I'm saying is this: we are not counselors, we are not psychologists. So we just have to go on the word of the individual. Otherwise, we'll just be pointing the fingers at the individual, and we don't even know what the true information was. It's really none of our concern. I wish she would just not said anything because it's really nobody's freaking business. We are not counselors. We're YouTubers. We're content creators. We don't have a license for all that. We don't have a license to be psychologists. We don't. We don't. We never went to school for none of that shit. We don't know. We don't even know half of what the human brain is. We just know fight or flight. That's all we know. We know the creative side of the brain and we know the cortex side of the brain. But we can't name each function of that brain. So, whether it be the right side or the left side. So, we should be more careful of how we approach these things at random because it doesn't the conversation doesn't go anywhere, and she's constantly her wheels are constantly turning because she feels like she's being attacked. And if you're all about safe spaces, then just let the lady rock, or don't have them up there in the first place, because this is what particularly happens.
Yeah, because again, there are things that come with emasculation. Again, I'm not going to get deep into it, but no,
So
I
you
can't.
you don't have to. We go over this a lot. Alpha woman who believes that she's alpha.
Like, ain't got nothing to do with none of that. Ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't believe in none of that crap. But there's something right there. She said, I don't want to get into it. There's something that happened that particularly I caught on to it. I was like, it's something deeper. It's something deeper there. And you're not catching on to what she is saying. You don't want to because all you're doing is just pointing fingers.
Alpha man who is really alpha. You butt heads. You're not willing to fall under his covering, so you make excuses.
Well, again, you don't know a person that's brand new. You don't know.
You said if you're a Muslim, right?
No. You don't understand what I'm saying to you. I've said it 3 times. I've said it 3 times. The role.
I know if you're a Muslim woman, you're not supposed to leave your husband. Am I right or wrong with that?
I wanted the baby. Yep.
No, she can. There are Muslims and there are Muslims. There are Muslims who are already under the covenant of a man, and there are Muslims who just practice the religion faith. The fuck is you talking about?
You're a Muslim woman. Are you supposed to leave your husband?
Yes, I was. Yep. And
under Muslim law, are you supposed to leave your husband?
There are different type of Muslims. you don't know. This is just, for example, Dr. Umar may preach and may pray the Hajj and face the east, and may fast like 3 times a day, let's just say. But he's not in the mosque. He's not in the mosque full time. You don't have to be a Muslim and be in the mosque. You can just practice the faith. You can just practice being a Muslim. I don't know.
I was permitted to leave because we did it with the imam. I went and spoke to an imam. See, again, you don't know. But you got all these people.
You want me to pull it up?
You're right. Whatever you say, you're right. I don't want to go back and forth with you. That's why I said 20 minutes ago, let's just move the conversation forward. But I interjected myself because we were talking about these situations. Because again, that's not, just stop qualifying. I learned this for myself. Because before I used to talk about single mamas and y'all ain't with y'all baby daddies and y'all allowed to be ashamed of yourselves. But then when I got in a situation where people told me the same thing, I'm like, I can get it.
I did not expect the conversation to go in that direction.
I know.
You
when y'all
me
start
for
talking
a
about
loop.
families, it's a whole different mentality for me, Because again, the stuff that I do, like I work in finance, that's like 2% women. So you gotta be. It's like it's where I am right now. Where I am right now at this place, I don't have that energy. Maybe I'll have it again once I accomplish the goals I'm gonna accomplish. But right now, I know even right now with my movement, I wouldn't be able to navigate my movement if I was a wife at this moment. I know because of the type of wife that I am. So it's okay. I'm okay with all of this. I got so much living to do, so much love to Yeah, I gotta do what I gotta do and be comfortable while doing what.
I got something to say,
Appreciate
man.
you coming up and pulling up,
I
though.
just got to be honest, man. With my
Yes.
first wife, man, you know,
We have to. Shouts out to the sister there. In my humble opinion, we just need to do better. We really need to do better. You got a whole bunch of men on the panel trying to hold a woman to a certain standard. She is a grown ass woman. You wouldn't like it if a grown ass woman were to tell a grown ass man what to do. That's just bullshit. All of it is bullshit. You don't even live normal lives anymore. And then we want to get up on panels and we want to talk this lame. It's just lame, man. Pointing the fingers like, I'm going to hold you accountable. You're not supposed to lead that man. You're supposed to let that man shit all over you. Work it out. We were told to work it. It's like a game of tag. You're it. Tag, you're it. Tag, you're it. I'm just sick of that shit. I'm just sick of it all, to be perfectly honest with you. Because I mean, I'm sure she is an honest person. How she go about it, I wouldn't have done it. You know, the homeboy that she's with, well, not her, not him, because he just introduced the woman on the show. What was her name? I can't even see it, but they just introduced each other to the people and everything. So, I don't know the lady's situation, but when I hear her wheels turning, that's an indication that she's been through some shit. Trust me, I know when people are pressured, people are into a corner, that's when they start talking real fast. Right? But you got to catch that. You got to catch what they say. If they've been in an abusive relationship or not. Maybe that question needs to be asked. How will we know if you keep putting her and throwing her into a corner? How will we know?
she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. You know what I mean? I was a stay-at-home dad at first, you know what I mean? And as long as I was over there, she was paying all the bills. We was all good. But man, I became a workaholic. And you know, I was taking care of the household. She became a stay-at-home mom. The thing that she said she wanted to be. And the thing I wanted her to be. And then you know what? I said, man, I can't deal with that shit. I can't deal with her being no damn stay-at-home mom. And I was like, man, that chick gotta go. I made her a stay-at-home mom and had to kick her out the house, man, because I just don't understand why she would want to do that, you know? She loved it. I loved
her and she didn't go upside your head or cheat on you?
Yeah, man, I left her, man.
You?
She was a stay-at-home mama. I was a hard-working husband.
About that.
That's exactly what I wanted her to do.
Woman, that innocent, good black woman, and she didn't go upside your head and cheat on you, sweetie?
What?
How dare you? I object.
God bless her.
This is how perking me.
And you know, and the thing is, man, DJ, look, I'm just saying that she couldn't handle being a stay-at-home mom, but I had to let her go though, because you know what I mean. Even though she had no problem with being a stay-at-home mom, I had to let her go because she couldn't handle it.
And that's okay. That's okay, and you'll find somebody that can. That's it. Like, say la vie. It's 8 billion people on the planet. Come on now. God bless her and you too.
Y'all don't mind.
I just want to point out something to I want to point out something to Chicago, Red. You know, I watch your chickens I watch your chickens come home to roost. So when I say that, you are very much against what some may consider alpha woman, against Kamala, and then we watch you proclaim yourself as an alpha woman and get burnt down to.
If you're 55 over. Did you know you could leave your loved ones with an inheritance of up to 3
to the ground.
By who? These people, did they burn me up? I'm okay.
Nobody burned.
Nobody burned me. Kamala's policy. Jamie, I vote on policy, not personality. And none of these people burned me. They burned you in your womb since we want to take it there.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, fellas, let them have this.
My womb is intact.
No, that's why you sitting there with the boo-boo face.
I just protect other people's right to choose, and you don't.
You didn't have to come and try to jump on me back.
To the studs. You got burned down to the studs.
You burned yourself to the ground.
Go ahead and wag that finger, alpha woman.
These people that said, what you say, grave digger? Since we calling names,
your
again, don't play with me.
Because
my mama don't carry trash.
Shout out to you.
You see? You see? Now, that came out of left field. I ain't know what was going on. I don't know what the hell was going on, but it just came left field. But this is what they like. Because men want to have that ability to say, I got you. All that shit you was talking, saying that men ain't this, men ain't that, men ain't this, men ain't that. And then you run into this, and all of a sudden it's like, tag, you're it. You know, you remember the time when if you had brothers, if you had sisters, and you were growing up, and you were the youngest or oldest, don't matter. If you were to say you were the oldest, right? You were the oldest child, and your sister went and told on you about everything that you did, right? And then your mama, the mama came up and then she started grilling you and about what you did or supposedly did. And you was like, I never did none of that. I don't know what you talking. And da. Now that the tables are turned, it's like the boy now wants to tell on the mama or tell on the father, and the father is grilling at the daughter, right? He's just grilling at so it's a basically tag back and forth. It's like, no, he did this to me, and he did that to me, and whoopty. Now the man can go, you see what I'm talking about? And they say that we're bad, that men, we're bad. We're the ones to blame. We kept quiet for so long. And then the tears start coming down your face. This is some weak ass shit. But you see what's transpiring, right? This between DJ and Red, Chicago Red, that just came out of left field.
And every like you, baby. My womb is alive and breathing now, and I have a husband.
We know.
My baby daddy. Now I was a wife to get that one.
You got burned down.
Yours alpha woman like them tubes. Stop playing with me. Like I said, I'm having an issue here with these men.
It's all right, baby.
No, I know.
It's
I'm fine.
right.
I'm literally sitting here hanging out with my homie. He playing the church drums.
You got stripped down to the white meat, alpha woman. Go ahead, alpha woman, and talk.
Yes. Go ahead, free woman with all of that. Like I said, you
yes.
not me.
Go ahead with them hoes in your shirt, honey.
You don't have to go.
You got
you let men put trash in you, and then you tear it up, and then you fight for it politically because you don't guard your woman properly.
Go ahead, alpha woman. Go ahead, alpha woman. You should have kept that energy when they burnt you down to the ground. You should have kept that energy.
E-Ray, you know you in a church, right?
I know I didn't cuss.
You didn't keep that energy, sis.
No, I'm not kidding you. I'm not your sister.
Woman, you didn't keep that energy.
You came here.
Kenny need to shut the fuck up.
Oh,
I told you I'm a bully slayer. You
yeah,
can't bully me.
yeah. It
You
came
can't
around.
bully me. So
She'll
you
be
could
coming around the mountain when
break
she
it down and
come.
say good night, and you came here.
She'll be coming around the mountain.
I know that's what they say about
Go
you.
ahead,
That's why
Alpha
you got all
woman.
them,
Go off,
them termination
baby.
receipts. I ain't
It
got none.
happened.
Now
It happened.
Shame you.
Now we're doing nursery songs.
It's okay.
You got shame in your heart right
Down
now.
to the white meat,
I'm
baby.
gonna bless you.
You got read down to the white meat.
Let you be safe. God help
She got down. She got read down to the white meat, y'all. That was her.
Hey,
That was her
Marcus.
chickens coming.
Marcus, this is your fault.
For Kamala, and the world came for her, honey.
Then move on. I'm happy.
And all the men came for her
the whole night.
You see how that works?
Ladies.
Nobody
see how that works?
Marcus, this your fault.
How is this my
Y'all
fault?
see how that works? She came for Kamala, and the world came for her.
Wait, Marcus. Y'all not in the church?
I don't know these
And the world came for her.
I stand on what I came for. But you know what I don't? What I didn't come for me? Them tools. Now, like I said,
Who cares? I'll argue in a freaking grocery store. Gives a church or not. You know how many people argue? There are those who argue in the church. Let's take it outside. We are arguing in the house of God. Man, you get on my nerves. I don't care. I don't give a where I'm at. I'll wait till church ends and then we go handle that business. All right, outside. The church. I don't care. I don't care where we at. You get on my nerves, I might just never mind. Because you got real sensitive about church.
Didn't come for me. Man on top of his body.
Baby is
man
beautiful.
didn't come on throw trash.
Tubes is intact, and the baby is beautiful, and I'm not impeding on anybody else's life. I'm not sitting there. I'm not sitting there with all them holes that these alpha males done shot up in you, honey.
And you're not.
Bucka.
Thank you. Good night.
Bucka.
Booker.
Alpha
girl,
woman.
I'm telling you.
Go
Nobody's
ahead, alpha
gonna kill
woman.
you. I'm an alpha woman.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over.
Go ahead. Let the alpha woman talk now.
Well, for what? That's what I need to say.
So she can fight.
You're mad that you're not one.
So she can fight about another woman's rights.
Confidence is offensive to insecure people.
Let her talk.
Confidence is offensive. You mad.
Obviously, they go on and on and on and on. You know how women are. They go on and on and on to the break of dawn. And I'm just literally just, is it over yet? But this is the things this is the shit that they like.
Yeah, you did. You voted for a convicted rapist. Congratulations.
You mad.
Bitch, you was going to jail too. You going to jail too. God bless her.
Congratulations. And not at all.
It wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered if you would have voted for Kamala Harris or not. It wouldn't matter. You both candidates, you're both fucked. Point blank, period, end of discussion.
Go ahead.
Yes, keep moving.
Yes, go ahead. Align with your oppressor.
I know.
Align with your oppressor. She might have Stockholm syndrome, y'all. She might have Stockholm syndrome.
Immigration hurts Negro wealth. That oppresses more than the white man ever.
Nah.
Hurts my people directly.
The MAGA talking points are tired and true, child.
Frederick Douglass. So
you done voted against your own interests.
Wasn't here in 1834. So you don't
voted against your own interests.
You are a new person. You need to be quiet and listen when we talk.
No, you need to be quiet, alpha woman. You talk too goddamn much. You've been talking the whole show. Shut the fuck up.
I've been talking all night.
You've been talking way too much.
I'm intriguing.
You're not reading the room, baby. You're not even a panelist.
I know what I'm doing right now. I'm a guest. Thank you.
Motor mouth
country B for
look at this weird lady.
You mad. And that's why he tried to attack me. And now she's videoing the screen so she can show people and try to clown.
Can I just make something really clear?
Tag my Twitter, okay? Now,
I just want to make something clear real quick. And I want the chat to hear me say this. In all the questions I asked P Ray, none of them were to attack her, denigrate her for the decisions that she made, or
yes.
none of that.
Thank you, and I received that, brother. I
But
didn't feel attacked.
notice how quickly it was used against her by the sisterhood. But we are the problem, though.
And I've never said that y'all were the problem.
I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you, P Ray. I'm not talking about you.
From y'all
I'm not talking about you, P Ray. I'm just talking to the audience right now. But notice how, but we the problem, though. The men are the problem.
Sweeney, I'm gonna talk about her because her ex-husband's not here to defend himself, but she spoke glowingly of how he was not the man. She showed how easily she chose to emasculate him. She showed that there was a conditional need when she was in Africa, but when it came here, and everything, I believe her because her results show it and her behavior. I'm not speaking in general. I'm speaking specific. You just went on a 5-minute tirade with another sister, proving Sweeney right, proving me right about your behavior. You were, I don't know if you still adhere to being a Muslim woman. I don't know no true Muslim women that are loud, abrasive, call themselves alpha females.
Brother, again, if you're not of the Christian faith, or excuse me, the Muslim faith, then you have no room to speak on it. If you not heard about if you haven't learned about the jihad and how they praise and how they worship and how they deal with things discipline wise, then you don't need to be speaking on that, sir. Other than that, I just think it was a whole shit show. Because they merely went from one aspect of the conversation, which was the election, to being a stay home mom or whatever, and literally just had two women bucking up. As soon as DJ would have said something to me, I'd immediately just shut down. It's like, oh, are we having a conversation or are we having an argument? Because DJ believes, the light-skinned lady with the fucked up hairdo believes that all men of black descendants of slaves should be voting for a woman who isn't black, number one. Who hadn't even proclaimed to be, okay? Hadn't even proclaimed to be. And number two, we all know that she wasn't going to win. There's no freaking way, but this is the conversations we get into and how incomplete that we are. And then Darwin, aka Bruiser, I can't even speak on it because he's a married man. He's a married man, but even a married man knows that the positions that single women put themselves in, that's not it's out of our control. They're adults. You cannot and will not hold another adult to the same standard that you put yourself in. It's never going to happen. The only time we can instill it in our daughters, we can instill it in our sons, but we cannot instill it in adults who have already made the decision to do what is in the best interest of their well-being. And this is why I say we are incomplete. We are incomplete as a people for the simple fact that we cannot get together in good faith. Well, there are times that there are some good live streams, and then there are also times that more than not, we just bicker and argue back and forth, and keep constantly pointing the fingers at people. Why is that? Why is that? Is there ever going to be a time in my estimation where we actually get the points? Sure. It ain't gonna be now. Let let's see what happens in 2025. Let's see what happens. I mean, this 2024 was a dead file, I believe, except for when they came out with Deadpool and Wolverine. That was the only exciting thing. And but other than that, you know, 2024 to me was a bad year. It's a bad year. I hope and pray that 2025 is a better year, but people automatically are packing their bags. They are packing their bags and they're running to a different country, all because Donald Trump, when his inauguration hits, the first thing he's going to do is go into office and start signing papers. Good luck. If you feel that threatened of Donald Trump, maybe I don't know, maybe you shouldn't be here. Maybe you need to go to Canada or somewhere. So I don't know. But me as a man, I'm perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I'm going to keep doing the same thing I'm doing. I'm going to be chilling. I'm going to be chilling. But the bottom line is to this: we need to come to a space, to come to a particular space in time. I think we need our own space where both men and women, not boy and girl, because we are adults, men and women can have a perspective, can go and have the conversation like MJ today. Yeah, I know, we had a conversation. I told her, I said, anything that you want to talk about, we can talk about. As adults, we can talk about anything you want. You can talk about anything you want, right? It's not available. How do you shut this shit down? See, I have to get used to this crap. Let's see. Oh, I get it. Oh, I gotta go ahead and end this. Okay. Like I said, I was checking out MJ, for example. And MJ is, she's a very strong, opinionated, intelligent individual. And I like her content. I like what she does when she's not in controversy, and she completely turned it around, in my opinion. And she stopped listening to the naysayers because the situation ship that she was in, not mentioning it, she just said, you know what? I'm not going to turn my content into a shit show if I don't have to. And I respect her for that. I really do. I really respect her for that. Let me see if I is, because I don't want to.
On a journey of connection, growth, discovery together. I'm your host, MJ, and I'm thrilled to have you join me on
I think it was
going on with people, because I'm not going to just say this is a man thing, right? Because we all know women do it too. What is going on where they are continually attacking and assaulting children who are innocent, who have not, who did not ask to be brung here, who's not doing nothing but just trying to live, breathe, and love on their parents. You know what I'm saying? And people are taking away, taking advantage of their innocence and them just trying to survive, right? As just kids. What is going on with that? And then the simple fact is that is your children. So just think about that aspect. You put on a facade about your fatherly or your daughters, right? And we don't and we can't even stop there because who knows if the son's been touched, right? We don't know that. So far from what this lady has said, she found out that the girl's been touched, but she didn't say anything of whether or not if her own children from a different relationship was touched, right? We don't know. And like I said, there's a big stigma against males in general that even if they were touched, that they're not supposed to tell, or they're going to be scrutinized or made fun of, bullied, and all this stuff like that. If they were to tell, like that takes away from their manhood if they wasn't able to defend themselves or protect themselves in that manner. And it's just quite sad that is now becoming, which I knew it was going to happen, is now becoming a whose talking point, who's leveling up a plan and how they supposed to navigate relationships and stuff. Which one is wrong? Is it men's or is it women's? This is where it led right back up to.
But
it has nothing to even do with the kids anymore.
But
good conversations over topics that need to be told like this. And then she moves forward to a different conversation. That's what it needs to be. And I guess we're going to have to, the idea is to shorten the panel because we got to deal with a whole bunch of different personalities. All right. Some might think the same as you, and then the other ones they think a little bit the opposite. She is totally the opposite of what we think about, but it brings forth good conversations. Not that no, we don't need all that anymore because we're trying to get to a place in time where at some point we're going to have to practice what we preach. And I'm all about practicing what I preach. So this was a good live stream.
do you see? And that's exactly what I'm seeing. This is not a man thing, and this is not a woman thing. This is a social media thing, and everybody
I like Miss Jalen. I love her.
needs to take accountability for their own behaviors. Okay? Because if you come out here and you put out what the content that you put out and the narratives you put out, your name is on that channel. And everybody's impressionable. Everybody is not tip top shape in their mind. I don't want to put nobody, like, people are going through stuff. People are going through things, not through things, especially through what we just all went through, being locked down in the house. And people lost money, people lost businesses, and people are desperate. Look at and let's fast forward a little bit. Look at the inflation. Look at what everyone is going through. People are going hungry. People are jobless. And there's no excuse that, if you want to be an at-home mom, there's nothing wrong with that. There's women that can do it. And because I was reading in the chat, there was, in Siobhan's chat, The ladies were saying, some of them was like, "Oh, I will do it," but some of them was like, "No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't even try it again." That's the whole thing.
And I would take this as, and I will go forth and I would take it as, okay, every problem has a solution. Every every problem, almost every problem has a solution. Although there's one caveat. We don't mention God in none of our live streams. We don't never mention God. That's the one thing that I'm having trouble with. But I guess we can deal with that later. But for right now, we as adults can deal with conversations according to whatever, depending upon the topic. Now, what Jayla, Miss Jayla, what Jayla was spewing out, depending on what it was, I just hit the middle part of it. What she was saying is spot on, correct. Um, was her opinion, and I'm not bothered by it. The the difference between this and what I just heard from the Peace Network, that shit was full of different personalities. All right. But again, you have these quote unquote men of today's society, which where was that from the beginning? But it's either here nor there. We have these quote unquote men going to tell a woman or a man what to do. First of all, I don't think they grilled that dude that had when he was up there on the PEEF that had the 13, I think it was 13 children, 12, 13 children by 8 different baby mamas, 8 different women. That was on him. I don't think they grilled him long enough. If you're going to hold a nigga accountable, hold that nigga to. We would have, back in them days, again, black truck come by, you know who's in trouble. We see you, we snatching you, we snatching you straight. Damn, I miss those days. You mess with the mama, you mess with the children. You any type of disruption, we need the police. We need what about the police? Like the police? We need none of that shit. We are the police. That's what the community is for. That's what church meetings were for. After I think it was either Wednesdays or Thursdays we had church meetings, right? But well, me personally, when I was at Friendship back in Lansing, Michigan, we had church meetings. I miss those. I truly miss those church meetings. They were like an hour or so, an hour, 2 hours or something like that. I miss those. I really do. But nowadays, it's like one phone call, the police come, and it's like, oh, you can't come back here no more. It's like, oh, this is some weak individual shit. This is some weak shit. But like I said, this is good conversation to have. That's what the comparisons between 2 to 3 people, maybe 4 talking versus 8, 9, 10 people. That's just I feel that there's chaos brewing. You know what I mean? But every now and again I'll try it and see where we're at, see where we can go. But I just feel in my being that having 9, 10 different personalities come on, and then you have to deal with the chat all at one time. It's or sometimes you don't have to deal with it at all. But this is good for now.
And the thing is, breaking her down, who's better? Your minds are really messed up because
it's it's not even like, to me personally, it's not about is who's better, right?
Mhm.
It's like, when is the right thing is going to be the actual conversation that we need to have, right?
Mhm.
And I know Sharon had the conversation today. Hopefully he has a different version of the conversation that won't lead back into P and D conversation. It should be about, what are we going to do to protect these kids out here, right? Because obviously now we can confirm that kids are not even protected by their own parents.
Well, mm, shout out to Sharon, aka Coon, aka I'm gonna let white people on the panel, and we're gonna have discussions of why they're so ignorant. Really, shouts out to that so-called brother. The reason why we can't protect our children, and I can't believe he brought this up. I can't believe he brought this shit up because he doesn't believe that gang members, for number one, he doesn't believe that gang members or ex-gang members actually have protected their hood. That it doesn't exist. Are you freaking crazy? So you mean to tell me a dude that's been in a gang, Bloods, Crips, or any otherwise, has smartened up, looked at where he lived, right, and actually smartened up, packed up all the kids that were in the community, put them in a community center to, play basketball with them, play baseball with them. He doesn't believe in none of that. So why would he believe in otherwise, that the parents should be the only ones to protect the kids? That's what a community's for. I had shown proof. If I have to show it again, that's fine. We're talking about people who came from the pen, who actually went back in their communities. Like, for example, Charleston White's one of them. Charleston White, even though he acts a complete fool, has done, I have to say, has done something good for his community when it comes to children, because he has children of his own. I hate bringing up his name. Lord knows I hate bringing up this nigga's name. But it is true. I have to give him credit. It's true what he said. If Anton Daniels, and he's a father himself, if he actually walked and talked with this guy and actually heard his stories, and he has shown proof of these things, I'm all for it. If Sharon doesn't believe in none of that stuff, ain't no convincing. There's no convincing of that.
There is a risk there. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what's going on with these parents' mental state, their emotional state. We don't know their financial state. We don't know. And we tend to find out what's actually happening when it already gets too bad, when it's already at its worst. That's when we find out. We always find out afterwards, and there's never no movement to be proactive and look out for those signs and say, hey, maybe I need to step in, maybe a family member need to step in, because everybody's afraid if you step in and then you're wrong, then you can either one, ruin your relationship with that individual, right? Cause problems, right, for your own household, your family, right? And if you're wrong, a legal can get involved and stuff like that. So there's so many things that turns people into bystanders, right? I think this is what type of element that we're actually creating. We're creating more bystanders when we actually need more whistleblowers. We are losing more whistleblowers because whistleblowers has end up getting the short end of the stick when they do the right thing. When they're the ones who's doing the right thing, putting their neck on the line and stuff like that, they don't get the support, nor do they get the help or the resources or anything, right? In fact, if it all blows up in their face, they the one who's going to take the hit, and everybody's going to watch them fall by themselves, right? Everybody's going to watch them fall. So that literally makes people be like, yo, I'm not trying to be the one to stick my neck out there by myself, and then y'all gonna watch me fall if I get it wrong or if I get betrayed in the process or whatever. Not where is that whole community that you said that you're supposed to have to help this individual so they won't have to go through it by alone?
Oh man, we need to have a combo. Hey, if you're still in here, get this to her. Get this to conversation with MJ. Get this to her right away, and hopefully she gets this message. If anybody can clip this, anybody can clip this message and send it to MJ. Sharon does not believe that outside forces can help the community win. I'll say it again. Sharon does not believe, other than the parents themselves, because parents can't crash out. He doesn't believe that outside forces, like I said before, like I mentioned before, gang. There are certain gang members from back then who actually help kids in the community. There are people who came out of jail, out of prison. Those specific ones. I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying it's the specific ones who really turned their life around. Even what's the brother's name? I'm blanking. Even whatchamacallit agreed with me. I was gonna say my own name. Jesus. Well, give me a minute. World Class. Even World Class agreed with me when he said that. And he's in Baltimore. And I'm from Lansing, so there are we're talking about the certain small towns and cities that kids look up to these individuals because they are in the community and and their mere focus is to get everybody together as one group, one nation, one group, one community. That was their calling. Sharon doesn't, but I don't think it's in the Bible, I believe. Isn't it in the Bible that Jesus, God used certain individuals whose sin had racked up to the ceiling? So you don't believe in your calling? You don't believe that there's a calling in your life? Moses, anywhere from Moses to Noah to John to James to Peter to Paul. You mean to tell me from a drunk to a liar to a prostitute to a trick to this to that, that God did not use them in some form of fashion? Huh? That don't make no sense. So I think Sharon would be the wrong choice to talk about. I'm just saying. Sharon is the wrong person to be talking about families. I mean, he talks a great game. That's all he does is talk. But I mean, he only says that because he has a white woman, okay, that he's married. He has black children, but he's with a white woman. Does that make any type of sense? And some of you are going to say, well, they're in love with each other. That ain't got nothing to do with it. A black woman, again, a black woman knows when a black woman with a black kids, plural, a black woman knows your struggle. Because we've been on this earth for millennia, for decades, centuries. We have been through all types of controversy. Does a white woman know your shit? Hell no, and don't care to. I understand that everything is. No, you don't, because you're still calling us niggas. But at any rate, I just think Sharon's just the wrong person to have a conversation with about protecting families. That's just my belief. That's just my belief.
Right? But then it'll be that same quote unquote ghost community that will sit back and watch you and be like, oh, damn, this shouldn't have happened. We should have had done better. Again, being reactive and not proactive, right? And even now, with the conversations that's being had, it's an aftermath situation. This woman's child was already harmed. She was also harmed by this man, right? She exposed herself. She exposed her children. She's no longer in her relationship. She literally no longer don't even know what she's going to do with her channel or whether or not she even deserves to have a channel, deserves to talk about relationship, marriages, or anything, right? This is how she's feeling, right? There's a lot of emotional and psychological things that's going on with her. She's going to need just as much therapy and help as those girls, right? Because she's blaming herself, whether people don't want to admit it or not, she's blaming herself. And as of right now, guess what? She's the only parent those girls who've been assaulted has. Do you want those girls to be in the hands of the men of the man that hurt her? Because you know what? He has rights too. You know what? He has the money too.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. I just thought of something when she said that. My thought is, remember those men from the Peace complaining about there are no families, there are no black families because the women are responsible. The women are the only ones responsible. So the women are the only ones responsible? Well, statistics show, fuck the statistics. Statistics are construed. You know what statistics are, right? Statistics are like comparing notes. You're comparing data. You're comparing this data to this data. All right. One data may be similar to this data, but the numbers can flip. So you're looking at this data and this data, they might be similar to each other, right? But then you might just read upon something that's a little bit different from the other thing that you've been reading on. Like the newspaper, for example, the newspaper may not match up to see what CNN or Fox News reports. They may not do that. They might just do a complete flip. So that's why I don't even look at statistics, because you're just spewing numbers around. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. All those numbers can be misconstrued. All that situation shit, all of it is nonsense. I look at the complete eye test. And having a nice shot. Having the eye having the eye test and going out, turning this motherfucker off, going out there and looking and reacting with the people outside of YouTube, that's the way to go. Do you react to the people in your community? Probably not. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, you do. The people that you talk to every day, are they married? Are they single? Are they single mothers? Are they single fathers? What are we talking about here? We can't just continually rely on YouTube or Rumble or TikTok. What is it? I'm just gonna say TikTok. Okay, it might be whatever. TikTok. I don't subscribe to TikTok. I stopped the apps. But anyway, we can't just rely on these things alone. We can't rely on an app to. We have to go outside these walls, because that's the humanly thing to do. We are part of AI. As we speak, there's a camera right there. We are part of AI. It's showing our face. I have a microphone right here. It's listen. It basically is listening to what I say. We are part of that. Every time we have a phone, we literally have a phone, and we are looking at this phone every single day. When is a time when we're ever going to put down the phone and actually enjoy something as real as, I don't know, nature? We need, this is the reason why we need spaces like this, but spaces like this or things like this don't attract attention because chaos rules. Just like the Germans, just like the Germans, just like Israel, just like the Ukraine, just like when you turn on the news, it's all a shit show. And they love shit shows. You love them. You cherish them. You cherish them. Just like, well, this brother here, President 45th United States. There is truly no black communities in the bad, dangerous side effects of integration society in black society. Okay. And that's his opinion. But if you look on the bright side, there can be a black community. The only thing we have to do is start switching stuff up here, start switching stuff up there, and we're back in business. The thing that we had to switch up is we need to discipline our kids a little better. Do I have to do the smaller things like they need to not play video games before they do their homework? I mean, I can tell you what I do in my house. I mean, once they come in the door, because they've already been in school, they have an hour. They have an hour. I always prefer them, my children, because I have two. I always prefer them to either take a nap for an hour, or you can do whatever you want. You can watch TV, play video games for an hour. Then after that hour is up, because I believe in the cool down period. I mean, think about it. You're in school for like 7 hours, you have a lunch for like a whole hour, and your brain is just constantly in the books. So by the time we pick you up and take you home, your brain is still functioning. So I let them cool down for an hour. It's what my father did me, and it helps. You know, take your mind off of certain things for an hour because you've been dealing with the teachers, you've been dealing with the principal, right? After you have done your homework, after I've checked it out, or your mother's checked, or the mother has checked it out, then if you have some free time, because of course you have to brush your teeth, wash your face, get ready for dinner, then you have to put on your pajamas or take a shower, put on your pajamas, and then afterwards you got a little bit of time to, you know, do whatever. We do the work first. Or how about this? Stop telling women what they should be responsible for and look yourself in the mirror. Women are mainly responsible for the broken homes of black communities. If I were to ask a white man, literally, if I were to literally ask a white man what happens in his community, I bet you dimes to dollars that it's a little bit different. Just a little bit different. Even though they do collect welfare, the bottom of us, the bottom of white folks, they do collect welfare. They are on Section 8, just like, you know, everybody else. So, hey, thanks for the $2. Hear me out. Thank you for the $2. I need water. Thank you for the $2. Shouts out those still with electric on the West Coast. True. Thank you for the $2.99. Thank you for the $2, my man. Bomb Cyclo didn't get you. We-On-Loc. I know.
They're still married.
Exactly.
They're still married. That's what I'm saying. It falls down a rabbit hole. But what I'm saying is that one, if it's me, I'm saying me, I would shut that channel down. I would totally shut that channel down and go take care of myself and my kids, because social media is not your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Social media is not your friend. You know what it is also? I can't come and tell anyone what to do, because people are going to do whatever they want.
Yep.
And again, people don't want to take accountability. Not that they're still married.
Yeah, because it's gonna take a while, right? Because remember, she went to go live under him. When you go through the whole divorce thing, there's still things that she's entitled to.
It's still out of power? Thank God for what you call them thing? I'm sure they have generators. That's what happens when you face certain situations. It's got to have stacked food, candles, generators. bullets, bullets. So, yeah, I hope they're well prepared. This is why I miss George Carlin. George Carlin used to joke a lot about. Oh my God! Salute, salute, Haslam, salute. This is why I joke, or excuse me, George Carlin used to joke about that shit all the time. How when the power goes out, no electricity, no lights, generators are pumped electrically, and electricity goes out, and all of a sudden the prison system electricity shuts down, and blah 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 blah. It was so funny how he said that. It's like all of our friends are released from prison, from the mafia to the people in the mosque, from the people in the mafia to the people in Bloods and the Crips and whatever else, and they're coming out scattering. That's crazy. I miss old George. I'm running out of. I'm running in advert. Oh, good, good, good. Now, how many generators? How many of those do you have? How many generators do you have, if I may ask? If I may ask, because here we live in an apartment, but and we get generators automatically come on. So if we lose power, but uh, I don't know with one building, depending upon how much power it's pumping into the thing, you got a whole bunch of people wanting to use their electricity. So I don't know how that works. I know how it works in my house back in Lansing, Michigan. We plug that bitch in, and all lights are on, and we chilling. If not, hopefully we charged our phones all the way to 100%. If it gets to the point where we have to go to a hotel, then it is what it is. But let me not get off the point.
There's still things that she's
But the thing
entitled
is, she was not okay. This is where me and Natasha always gonna clash. You keep saying that she neglected her children. We don't. I didn't see the video. Apparently, you saw the video. The thing is that she made so many wrong choices. Okay, and this is not the time where she's already beating herself up, and where we putting her down right now, that woman is on the edge. That woman can delete herself. Nobody is stopping to see this. We do not. The thing is, where is her neglect? We were not. You know what's the bad thing? I don't even know the time period of this.
well, this happened
Because she has two kids. She has four kids. She got two boys. I don't even know their ages. I
So
know
she
the girl.
said that she said that she haven't been on her channel for a while. In that video, she said that it's been 6 weeks since she did her last video. So that's pretty much from the whole, like, I think the whole summer. She has not been online or doing a video on her channel for a whole summer. So that's how long this actually happened.
But the girl, one of the girls is four, and the little girl is 2 years old. So,
Mm-hmm.
and you said something to what you said. He
That'll work.
raped her in the
That'll work.
beginning. So that had to be 4 years ago.
It was definitely in the beginning. She said in the beginning, yes.
Right. So this is the thing. She had two boys. She was a single mother. This is the everybody's talking points. Single mothers, baby mothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't even know her life with her two boys before she got with this man.
I know her life.
Mm.
I know her life because I heard it. I heard it from her own mouth because she talks about it. If you look at her video about she got married in 1 week and then why she was pedestalizing her now the soon to be ex-husband, she talked about her previous relationship. She said that she was with this guy when she had a child very young. She said she had a child when her first son when she was 17, and they were together, and then she had another child with him, and then it ended up didn't working out. Then she was like, I guess, kind of struggling with the bills and stuff like that, and then she really wanted to be married and stuff like that, so she started
how old is this girl?
That's crazy. Intelligent black men to truly control image, reputation, narrative of black men in the future of society plus very only democratic systems, separation, community. Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it. Structure under the umbrella of segregation society. It sounds like, to me, this sounds like you don't want this, you don't want the separation. It sounds like well, let me just throw that out there. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You want to start anew. You want to start a whole new society. And that's fine, but where are we going to start? I mean, you got us, you got whites, and you got immigrants coming into the country, right? And only this much room. And people trip on these food. By the way, sidebar, food shortages. We don't have much food. We got plenty of food. You just keep throwing it out. That's why I tell my children, stop wasting food. If you're going to eat it, eat it. And if you're not going to eat it, package it up, put it in the refrigerator, and eat it for the next day. Now, every once in a good while, I'll go out if I'm not eating the rest of the stuff, and I'll give it to the person that's sleeping on the corner somewhere. I'll do that, or I'll just say fuck it. I'll give him some money so he can go to McDonald's or something, because McDonald's is not too far from my house, or give him a Subway sandwich because Subway is not too far from my house. But we're gonna complaining about food shortages. There ain't no such thing. You making GMOs. You making GMOs each and every single day. Stop.
I'm not really sure, but I think that she's probably in her late 20s or something like that, or going into her 30s. She's not that old.
So this is where I'm saying we can get to the part where you could feel that she neglected her children, right? But there is a beginning. You know how I say right? There's a middle, and this is the ending of and it's not a good ending.
Yeah, it's not a good ending, and I understand that, harping on the things that the many L's and stuff that, or I would say mistakes that she had made in this process, it doesn't really help. But nonetheless, she has to be careful, because at the end of the day, right? She has right now, I know, from, because I think Nyla's on right now, and she's covering it, and she got new information.
Cool.
That
you know what, she can pop up on my end, and I subscribe to her.
Yeah, so she's talking about it right now, and apparently, I think the girl got a civil protection order against him. So there's more details who's going to meet my son, right? And the only people who's going to meet my son is going to be my husband, and that ain't gonna be something that's gonna be no 2 weeks or something or 3 weeks or something like that, right? And even with that, I was already had everything set up for my son to already be with his father at that time when I'm going to move.
The point of contention is to have dialogue, good conversation, and not talk over each other so much. I don't mind the dialogue. That was the whole point of the video. Because you those for those of you just coming in, I had played a clip earlier of these two just rambling on. I mean, it was 9 or 10 people on the panel, and I was making the point of we need to shorten it down to 6. We really need to shorten it down to 6 because we're talking about different person. Like in the chat, we have different personalities in the chat. I don't mind the chat going off. That's the chat. The chat is undefeated. But to have people come up on here, we can't. I can't get when a woman starts talking. I want her to start and finish. Maybe we could put a timer on it or something when it's over 9 people. We need to put a timer on it. Get to your points, tell your truths, and then stop so the other people can get an idea of where you're coming from. Now, the criticism is going to come. Criticism is going to come. The male bashing, the woman bashing, whatever. All that shit's going to come. I just think if we're going to do shit shows, then 9, 10, 11, 12 people, you can have a shit show all day. But to have the actual conversation and to analyze and to be precise on what a person is saying, it's like, ugh. It's like I'm trying to talk to you, I got a gnat in my ear. It's annoying. It's like, let me get my full thought out, right? It is what it is. But MJ is great. I hope she gets this. She's great, man. And shouts out to Miss Jalen also.
And transition in life where I'm going to be focusing on my marriage or my relationship, right? Because that's something that I set up with my son's father. You know, I get the half of his life when he turns a teenager. You get him from teenager to a man, right? And then we still do everything that we do, share resources, get everything that he need, put him in sports and all that stuff. I was not chancing nobody with my son. No one. Absolutely not. You know, because like I said, I wasn't looking for no damn father for my son. I had a father for my son, you know? And
no disrespect, sis, but not everybody is fit to play the father role. And by the way, there's a big difference between father and dad. The child can have many, many, many dads, but it takes a father to become a father, if you know what I mean. I said this for years and it's stuck. Because if a dad can come along and say, I'm your daddy, I'm your daddy, I'm your daddy. Another nigga can come by, I'm your daddy, I'm your daddy. It takes that one father to say, you do what I say because you came from me. The only time the father is demoted from father to daddy is when he's a fuck up. That will be the only time. And he keeps effing up. Salute, salute, salute. He keeps effing up. That's the only time he becomes demoted from father to dad, and from dad to deadbeat. That will be the only freaking time. And at that time, of course, she's an adult. She knows that if the father who was the dad who is responsible for the son doesn't want to be in the son's life, oh, okay, cool. We can move forward without you. If a true man comes along as he's in your life and he's, let's just say, month 2, month 3, because I wouldn't have my son or my daughter see the person that I'm dating if me and the mother don't work out. You ain't gonna see that. Maybe if it's continuously work out, month 3, month 4, I'll introduce them to her. And if she's a good advocate of them, if they like her, then we'll do this by baby steps. But ain't no discipline in them. I discipline my kids. If something was wrong, you come tell me. I will discipline my children. But then after a while, if we get married, after a while, you're gonna have to respect because she will be your stepmother. That's just mainly how. I mean, you don't want it, but that's how a community should work. But like I said, great conversations, great time. You know, it is what it is. But we're just too incomplete as black men and women in America. We are just too incomplete. We just need to be focused on other things. First of all, getting off here would be applicable. Getting offline and getting with your nature side because nature's been calling on you. Nature's been calling on us for a very, very long time to communicate with her, to have, when you hit the ground, when you take off your shoes with your socks off and you hit that grass, natural grass, sand, dirt, you're talking with nature. And I'm not a naturist. I just know when I wake up around 5 o'clock in the morning and that sun hits and the sun hits my skin, I'm contentious with nature. When we're on here, we're AI's bitch. Again, this camera right here, this microphone, this computer, we are on this damn computer 24/7. 24/7. We're not on the computer. We're not even online. What do you think this is? What do you think this is? This is part of AI, whether it be an Android or an Apple. We are part of AI. And people just, I don't want to drive a Tesla truck. Why not? It's self-driving. Why not be a part? Just don't let it take you over. You use it and you use it to your extent. Me personally, I would rather drive a gas like car because I love cars. I hate planes and I definitely hate Tesla trucks. Ugh. But the point is, don't let this shit take you over. There's gonna have to come a time when we have to be together as one, in your own communities and where you are right now. Because this is a messed up world that we're living in, and I get the conversation. I really do. I really get it. And this is the reason why we should have it. And I agree we should have it in this setting with 6 people, not 10. The maximum to me is 6. When me, hear me out, Montrese, Craig, you around here somewhere, bro. Craig and them, we had a conversation. There was 4 or 5 of us, right? And guess what? I have the ears and the attention of the people from the other side. I have the attentions of Britain. I have the attentions of Jamaica. I have the attention of Haiti. That's me. That's my responsibilities of my audience to tell the truth. That we're letting this thing take us over. It's not, most of us get tired of talking about the same issue with women and all this other shit. Most of us get tired of saying that or emulating that all the time. Most of us get tired. We're getting what's the thing now? Still, even though Donald Trump won, right? The election is still hot. The conversation of this election is still hot. Why? Because there are still women to this day are hot and bothered that Donald Trump is in office. That's the topic of discussion. That's the hot topic of discussion. But I don't want to keep going through all that. Once he has the inauguration, I will cover it. Once he has the inauguration, he already made a ruling. He already made a decision. So let's just see what happens. But meanwhile, in between while, we're gonna have random conversations like this.
This is not to say that women who do need a father figure for their children, for them not to, go out and look for that and seek that. But I'm just going to keep it 100. In that type of situation, you're going to have to really do your due diligence if you're really looking for a father figure. You got to really make sure that person is a father figure.
Like, I was like, what, roast okay? No.
The number that if you're not a mandated reporter for.
Oh, here we go. Oh, look.
Unfortunate, man. It's really unfortunate. It's like.
So, listen, I just want to say, because this is what I'm saying. I'm just gonna have to really, because this is not because where I'm looking and I'm reading. So it says she has 3 kids with him, 2 girls.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. It's really unfortunate.
I think this is it.
I'm sad. I'm saddened that this conversation is not going to go farther the way that it's supposed to. It's just gonna get swept under the rug. There's only gonna be a few content creators who's gonna have that real conversation, and who knows, certain situations and certain maneuvers and procedures that people need to act that will be actually very helpful. However, with all
I come in pretty soon in the chat.
All their hard work and putting out that information for these people so they know who to go to, who to contact in their state, who whatever not. All that hard work is gonna go to waste, because that's gonna be the streams that people ain't gonna go and support. That's gonna be the streams that's gonna have the lowest numbers and stuff like that. But let it be the streams saying that, look at this dumb gold digging ass bitch who wanted to get the money, and the man that you married really wanted your daughters. Like, that's gonna be it. Oh, if she would chose better, that's gonna.
That's what we have to deal with every single day. Every single day that we go live. I mean, we get 4, 5, we get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people now. I'm blessed because you have people that you're interacting with. There's 4 chairs. Cool. 4 chairs that people sit on and people listen to us talk. And it's not all that rah shit every day. People who have 300 chairs or more, you're looking for something. You're looking for something. And it's not the people who are laughing with you at times. There are people who are laughing at you. So this is the question that I have. When you have 300, 400 people in the chat, the only time I ever, when 300 or 400 people, or even 1,000 people who are relevant, not irrelevant, relevant, is we have a meeting of the minds and there's something produced. Something that, like a project, is being produced. There's something that's being handed out that has something to do with our communities. Like the news, for example. When the news broke that Donald Trump won, how many people were in the chat? 700 to 800 people. Because they all wanted to see who was going to be the elector, who was going to be the electee. And it was between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. It was it went from 5 to 800 people at that time, depending upon what channel that was on, right? Depending on what channel 10, channel whatever. It had 800. That's the only thing that's relevant. When you have that many people and you're I just believe that if you really have something to say, which most people don't really have anything to say, it's the same wash, rinse, and repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. So yeah, she's in alignment for what I was been saying.
To be it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all it's gonna boil up to. And unfortunately, like that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be they're gonna waste all their time and energy because name is not saying that somebody's due to the simple fact that I am a mandated reporter because I am a certified name is not saying that somebody's an idiot. It's not challenging somebody's ideology. It's not challenging somebody's perspective or philosophy, right? To try to make a
She is damn good. She is good. I will admit that.
like those are the only things. That's the only things that they care about.
Mm.
He said, anytime you want to have a conversation, okay, all right, no problem. Thank you, We-On-Loc. I appreciate that.
We can. We definitely. I said, anytime you want to have the conversation, we can. We can. Because, it's time. It's just time. It is time. It is time, even with the people that I have right now, the four that are watching me. Actually, it's 5, but anyway, we can start our own era. Every once in a great while, I have to cuss somebody out. Every once in a good while, I'll cuss somebody out, and a whole bunch of people are going to tune into that, right? It's easy to call some bitch ass nigga out that disrespects a woman, even disrespects his own woman to a bitch ass nigga. That's too easy. You'll get that many people. But when it comes to certain issues like these, and the only reason why Lapeef has 200 people because most of them are men. Men with feelings. Oh, they have feelings. I'll be like, are you upset right now? No, I'm upset. Are you in your feelings? Yes, fuck your feelings. You can touch your feelings, but no, never mind. What we got here? Go to the White House. Go to the White House Oval Office with President Donald Trump with a business transaction mindset. Leave the permanent long term progress along with the resources, tangible public policies, and uh, question. No disrespect. Are you white? Are you a white man? Put just curious. Just curious. Or are you a brother that's heavy into politics? Are you a brother that's heavy into politics? Just a curiosity. Just curious. Public policies and agenda plans. Okay. You sound like Dr. Claude Anderson when you said that. You sound like Dr. Claude Anderson when you came up with that shit. Okay. I don't trust him. President, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't trust him. You can call it for what you want. I just don't trust him. I don't trust him. I trust him to do the right thing by him. I trust him to do what he said he was going to do the first time he opened his mouth. Right? I don't expect him to do anything for black people. I don't. If he does, congratulations. What does he want in return? What does he want in return? I asked that of Kamala Harris if she would have won. But she ain't gonna get nothing to you. She ain't gonna get nothing to you. I absolutely trust him more than I trust her. But I'll be misogynistic if I said that. Oh, you're such a misogynistic. You don't like black if you don't shut your ass all the way up. I'm in tune more than black women that you have ever combined. But that's mainly I don't trust Donald Trump. I don't trust him. What they need to do is take that name off the tower here in Vegas. They need to take his name down. If he doesn't own that building, then why is his name still there? Why? Why? He doesn't own that building? But yet he's the president of the United States of America. Psh, whatever. I didn't vote for none of them trick bags.
And says, that's okay. That means you're starting to. Hey, listen. Honestly, I don't mind having those conversations, right? I don't mind having those conversations due to the simple fact that I am a mandated reporter because I am a certified EMT, okay, for the state of New York, as well as my many other careers and jobs that I do. So yes, I have been trained. I have been properly trained for those type of situations, right? And it's unfortunate. I know where to call to report as a mandated reporter. You know, I know the one that I have to call, and I know the number that if you're not a mandated reporter for civilians, where you need to call at and stuff like that. I don't mind having these conversations, but honestly, I know that these conversations are not entertaining. And especially a lot of people is like, hey, if that's not my life, I didn't fuck up like that. I'm not in that situation. Why should I stress myself about that? Right? So for me, I do the serious talks that we need to address. And then I try to flip it up to have fun times, goofy times. And as of like tonight was like a nerdy fun times. I mean, I hate to say it. I'm gonna take an L. A lot of the games were
Hey, we get the point. Shouts out to MJ. Shouts out to MJ. We get the point. Right. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get off. Um, if I wanted to do a shit show on a certain person or persons, the first thing I'll do is I'll put it on the community tab, right? Hopefully that people will get it. The second thing I do is I get the attention, on uh, Instagram because that's where I'm mainly at. And third, when I go live stream, I'm going full blast on somebody that really got on my nerves, right? But it's all the crabs in a barrel mentality. We're always bringing somebody down that's struggling. We're always bringing somebody down that's merely already down to getting kicked multiple times. It's crazy. And we can all do shit shows all day long, you know, bashing women, bashing men. It's whatever. But when we have critical conversations like the one she just had, I would think people would have more common sense to at least give this woman a thumbs up and go up to like at least 25 likes and leave. Just to say, okay, we hear you, we support you. Now we're gonna go over here to this show. It's quite interesting. We can laugh at a person, getting roasted on. And, ooh, he said something amusing. Ooh. And then there was oohs in the eyes, and the women are worse. The women are way worse when it comes to that shit. And that's when niggas go, oh, like one of those shocking moments when you listen to a comedian speaking, he's actually saying something funny, and as we go, oh, that's all it is. It's a feel good moment. Just like when the woman wants to feel good and have a woman shout her out and a man kissing her ass, that's a feel good moment. When somebody's roasting another motherfucker, that's a feel good moment. I do that every once in a good while when people piss me off. But what does that do to me? It brings me back down to where I once climbed up, and I have to come back down to your level. I don't want to do that. If I end up doing it every day, what is it worth to me? I'm blessed with the cash apps. Thank you for the cash apps. Thank you for the attention. Thank you. And I should do something in return. Maybe we can watch. I'm gonna see if we can watch a movie. We can watch Deadpool or something. I might do something on, WWE or something, Talk about the Usos, talk about Roman Reigns, talking about Soul Sokoa, talking about LA Knight, talking about the women wrestling and how retarded it is. But into today's women wrestlers, I say not too bad. I mean, there's only a handful of female wrestlers that mm, mm, they they can get the heave ho from like mm, one of them bend over, girl. You can get this work. Like, you can put me in shape. Shit, I can talk about that shit for days. Shit, I just might talk about that shit too. I mean, I can talk about how retarded it is. It's the same fucked up storyline. And by the way, speaking of women wrestlers, Rita Ripley, she's an Australian white woman, right? She's growing on me. I don't know why, but that woman is growing on me for some crazy ass reason. Maybe it's because that stupid this wannabe storyline with Jay Uso and Jay and Jimmy. That's my boy. You know, that's my boys. I like the Uso. I like the Samoans. You know, from Superfly Jimmy Snuka to Yokozuna, which Yokozuna was not Japanese. He was Samoan. He was a Samoan character playing a Japanese sumo wrestler, whatever. Dwayne the Rock Johnson, I love him. You know, that's my boy and everything. But you know how big that nigga is, like, good lord. But Roman Reigns stuck with me. Maybe we can clown about that for days, right? We can clown on that. But the fact of the matter is, we're on YouTube for a reason. Is to get a feel-good moment, get a shocking moment, get a preaching moment, whatever the case may be. Once we get off of here, 2, 3, maybe 4 hours. 4 hours, depending upon the conversation, is my max. I'm not doing 9 hours. I'm not going to be pissing in jars. I can't even get up and just to piss in a jar, just to get streams up to like where I needed to be, up to 9, to reach that minimum, that maximum moment. No. To get a cash app. No. Keep your money. Times are hard. I appreciate the $2. I definitely appreciate that. I appreciate everyone I appreciate President 48 for coming up here and, you know, making his presence felt. Young, I don't have to say it. Brit, I don't have to say it. They already know. Hear me out. Cool person. Cool person at all. Even though our faces are different, even though our nationalities, our skin tone is different, he's cool with me, right? We all come from different backgrounds. When we cut this off, we need to get back to what's real. What's really, really real. And that is our families and our loved ones. If I can't express that to you, then and have it to be the truth, if I can express truth to you, I don't need to be here.